Why doing nothing is important. Hey there. Today I want to talk to you about something that people are usually ashamed to even think about. Doing nothing. Yep, just lying on the couch, staring at the ceiling, not rushing anywhere, and nothing really happens. No results, no progress, no check marks on your to-do list. But you know what? That's important too. Sometimes it's even more important than constantly chasing goals. We live in a world where being busy has become the new trend. People brag about having no free time, working 12-hour days, and sleeping only 5 hours a night. And if someone suddenly says, I just rested today, others look at them like they're lazy. But that's a mistake. Why are we afraid of doing nothing? First of all, we're taught from childhood. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Remember how your parents used to say, why are you sitting around? Go do something useful. Then school, university, work, family, loans, endless plans. There's always something that has to be done. Even weekends turn into a marathon of chores. We're afraid to stop. We think that if we just sit and think, we're wasting time. But that's not true. Doing nothing isn't laziness. It's important to understand, doing nothing isn't about being lazy. It doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities and expecting someone else to do everything. Number, it's a conscious decision to slow down, take a breath, and listen to yourself. To quiet the noise inside, think about it. We recharge our phones. We take our cars in for maintenance. But ourselves? We push and push without a break. But we're not robots. We get tired, emotionally, physically, mentally. The brain isn't an endless processor. When we're constantly busy, our brain overheats. Information overload, constant tasks, deadlines, social media, messages, calls, all without a break. At some point, the brain just starts glitching. We become distracted, irritable, forget simple things. It's not that something's wrong with us. We just need to reboot. And you know when the brain works best? When you do nothing. Seriously. That's when the most interesting ideas come. Think about when you've had your best thoughts. Often it's in the shower before bed, on a walk, or just in silence. Not when you were scrolling your phone or writing a report, but when you simply allowed yourself to be. Silence inside is also a conversation. We're used to listening to others. Videos, music, advice, criticism, but we rarely listen to ourselves. And inside us, there's a whole world. To hear it, we have to fall silent. Sometimes you just need to sit on the balcony, look at the sky, and ask yourself, how do I really feel? Not what do I need to do, but how do I feel? That can be hard. Sometimes doing nothing triggers anxiety. That inner voice says, I'm wasting time. I should be useful. But that's just an illusion. It's important to remember. Your worth isn't in your to-do list, your salary, or your likes. Your worth is in who you are. And to feel that, sometimes you just need to stop. Nature knows what it's doing. Look at nature. There are seasons: spring, growth, summer, life, autumn, slowing down, winter, rest. And no one blames a tree for being lazy in winter. It's just resting, gathering strength to bloom again. Why do we think we're any different? Even the sea isn't always stormy. Sometimes it's completely still. And there's beauty in that calm. Not everything in life needs to be fast and bright. Sometimes the most real moments happen in stillness. How nothing can actually help. When you allow yourself to stop, you start to understand what you really want. You stop doing what's expected and start finding what matters to you. You notice the little things you missed before, the smell of coffee, the morning light, a loved one's voice. You simply rest. Even from a health perspective, it's important. Sleep, rest, and quiet are what help us recover. Without them, we break down. Don't be afraid of silence. Of course, doing nothing won't solve all your problems, but it's a pause. And a pause is what makes music music. Without pauses, it's just noise. So don't be afraid to pause. Don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid to simply be. Look out the window, listen to the quiet, lie on the couch, walk without a goal. It's not useless, it's recovery. Give yourself at least a little time to simply be yourself. No tasks, no pressure, no race. Sometimes to find your path, you just need to stop and look around.